We all possess an innate desire to feel accepted and like we fit in with those around us. This desire is something we're born with, and it seems there's a piece of us that continuously seeks out interaction and closeness with other people. Whether it's a warm embrace from someone who cares for us, or the enjoyable times we share with mates when we're children, these instances bring us joy and are as essential as having food and a sheltered place to sleep. As we mature, this urge to connect with others becomes slightly more complex. We begin to be concerned more about other people's opinions of us. There are times we might even alter our behavior or our words just so that more people will appreciate us. This can leave us feeling as if we're parting ways with a little of our true self, merely to fit into a crowd. This predicament can be quite challenging. On one side, we all crave to be included in a group and accepted, but on the flip side, we want to stay genuine to who we are and not alter our identity merely to blend in. It's as if we're standing at an intersection and must decide which direction to take. Do we continue to transform ourselves to be liked by others, or do we adhere to our true selves, even though it might sometimes lead us to feel excluded? It was only when you hit rock bottom, fatigued, disheartened, and feeling utterly adrift, that it all became crystal clear, the blunders you had made. You grasped that you had been searching for endorsement and acceptance in entirely the wrong places. You had been pursuing others' validation when actually the most critical approval you needed was your own. Many of us are brought up to anchor our happiness and self-worth on people's acceptance of us. We often gauge our self-esteem by whether people favor us, our achievements, or the significant moments in our life. It's as though we're perpetually on the hunt for validation, convinced that our worth hinges on how others perceive us. This tendency to seek affirmation from external sources typically springs from not fully understanding or embracing who we are on the inside. If we fail to value ourselves, we result in seeking someone else to affirm that we're all right. And if we've experienced a considerable amount of rejection or disappointment, particularly during our childhood, we may feel an even stronger compulsion for others' approval. However, keep in mind that desiring some recognition from people in our lives is ordinary and can be a part of rewarding relationships. For instance, when you celebrate a terrific accomplishment with your significant other, it's absolutely normal to wish that they're elated for you and acknowledge your hard work. If you're dealing with a rough patch and open up to a companion about it, you'd naturally hope they're supportive and empathize with your situation. This sort of affirmation and understanding is beneficial and something we should all strive for in our interpersonal connections. It fosters an environment where we can disclose our true emotions without fear of judgment. In this environment, our sentiments and triumphs are acknowledged and cherished. Difficulties commence when we hinge too substantially on this external affirmation to feel content about ourselves. If the solitary source of our contentment and self-worth is reliant on others' approval, we are placing ourselves in a precarious situation. When we take an honest look at our lives, we frequently encounter a moment where we realize we can't keep going the way we've been. We acknowledge that the path we're taking needs a shift because it's no longer benefiting us. Undergoing this introspective voyage, we confront our deeply ingrained issues and flaws head-on. We aim to comprehend how our history affects our present actions and mindset. We put in effort to break old cycles and, crucially, to discover fresh approaches to endure that revolve around acknowledging our own value from within. Commencing on this path of self-betterment can lead to a tough insight. Not all of our existing relationships will withstand these transitions. Confronting this reality means we have to examine our connections critically and determine their future prospects. It involves making challenging decisions and accepting that as we evolve, certain bonds may not suit our life the way they used to. When we're uncertain of the future, it's tempting to revert to old habits, assuming this will mend relationships that are deteriorating. We might think that by returning to our former ways, we can repair what's broken and regain the close bond we once cherished. But truthfully, reverting to our previous selves might offer momentary comfort or a sense of familiarity, but it doesn't truly fix anything. Reverting to old behaviors that no longer align with our authentic selves means we aren't honoring our convictions. We aren't embodying the fullest or deepest version of who we truly are. By not living authentically, we do a disservice not only to ourselves, but also to those around us. Our relationships begin to suffer because they are built on an unstable foundation, not on mutual respect and comprehension. It leads to a damaging cycle. The more we forsake our genuine self to fit in, the further we drift from our essence and the individuals around us. We get trapped in an endless quest for external approval, never truly attaining the acceptance and connectedness we seek. Consequently, we feel persistently out of harmony, never fully tranquil with ourselves or how we interact with others. Sometimes, without being fully aware, we alter our personality to satisfy what we presume others expect. We hide our honest thoughts and emotions, fearing they won't align with others' desires. We forsake the traits that make us unique, opting instead to assimilate, all in the hopes that this will secure our inclusion. But when we start modifying ourselves to fit in, we begin to disconnect from the most pivotal person, ourselves. We lose sight of what we truly value, what thrills us, and what we aspire to achieve in life. Our own ambitions and principles become blurred, and as we shift farther from our real selves, the relationships we cultivate begin to feel less substantial. They lack the richness and authenticity we genuinely yearn for because they're based more on whom we're impersonating than on our real identity. Relations forged under such pretenses often feel hollow as they miss the depth and sincerity we deeply desire. So it's vital to frequently pose the question to ourselves as we navigate through life. Are we staying faithful to who we are, or are we modifying our character just to be accepted? It's about striking a fine balance between being part of a community and maintaining our true identity. By remaining authentic, we can forge stronger, more profound relationships with individuals who appreciate us for who we truly are. I trust you took something beneficial from this video. If you liked it, share, like, and comment. I'm grateful for you doing so. As always, I wish you a wonderful day.